When it comes to sitcom jokes, just about all the time, everyone, any kind of group is fair game to be the butt of a joke. But one group is taking particular offense to this joke that aired last week on the CBS comedy Mike and Molly. Here it was.
Who the hell said I'm moving to Arizona?
Captain didn't mention that, huh?
You ever been to Arizona? It's just a furnace full of drunk Indians.
Really? That's not what it says on their license plate.
Yeah, that joke about drunk Indians not going over so well with the Native American group Navajo Nation. Here is part of the statement they gave the Daily Times of New Mexico. Quote, alcoholism isn't funny. It isn't pretty. It's sickening. It's awful. That statement went on to say an apology from CBS might not be enough because the joke was beyond offensive. Let me just tell you that CNN, of course, picked up the phone. We've reached out to both CBS and Navajo Nation about this joke, and we have not received a response from either group. Want you, John Murray, to begin with this one here. Did the joke go too far?
Brooke, I don't think so, because here's a news flash. Peggy, the character on the show on Mike and Molly, she's an equal opportunity racist, very much in the Archie Bunker sense of the description. I mean, where is our sense of humor in America? This week is Mike and Molly. Last week it was Joan Rivers and the Jewish joke. We've got to get a sense of humor. This whole uber-sensitive nature that we have and all these so-called advocacy groups that are mad about everything, it's got to stop.
I know you bring up Joan Rivers. We talked about that last week. You're right, and we had the discussion. We can have it again. You know, are we becoming too sensitive? At the same time, you know, look, as you point out, this show, I guess these two main characters, they met at Overeaters Anonymous. There's all kinds of fat jokes. Is the issue in our society today that some groups are fair game to poke fun of and some you just don't go there?
Well, the actor, the comedian Kevin Hart is on the cover of Ebony magazine, which is out right now. And in it, he talks about how he does no gay jokes because of what happened to Tracy Morgan. We're in this climate now where even the comedians have to be really careful and they have to temper their set because there's all this backlash for just trying to be funny.
But isn't that the point, Wendy Walsh, isn't that the point of being a comedian? You know, isn't the point to offend and garner some kind of reaction, whatever the reaction may be?
The psychology of it is this. Freud said that comedy and humor was one of the best defenses against suffering. All comedy is tragedy viewed from across the street. I'm sure there's a very angry chicken out there who's mad about all the slurs when he crossed the road. I didn't happen to like the gay men's choir singing at the Academy Awards about "We saw your boobs" because I'm a woman. So everybody's going to be offended by some joke, but it's a way that we're able to lighten up tragedy and have a moment of calm and healing through it. And yes, this group has a right to be upset, just like the chicken has a right to be upset.
Julia, you're nodding. Why are you nodding?
I am. I totally agree. But I think, you know, if you look at it, if you spend all your time complaining and writing letters and none of your time fixing the problem, you know, this is where you're at. I think just, you know, laugh about it. And if you don't think it's funny, go fix the problem.
Click, turn the channel. I know that's what a lot of people say. Coming up, we're going to talk football. Top quarterback in the NFL just signed a huge contract, as in cha-ching, huge. $120 million, 6 years. Is any athlete worth that amount of money? We're going to debate that one after this. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco living the good life. He went out and played his best football during the NFL playoffs, capping off with a Super Bowl victory and the MVP award. Well, now it seems all that hard work paid off. He has just signed the most lucrative contract in all of NFL history, 6 years, a cool $120 million. So, Joe Flacco, you are now the highest paid QB in the league. You got to splurge, right? What do you do with all the money? How do you celebrate? Here's how. Golden Arches, baby. 10-piece nuggets, fries, and an unsweetened iced tea at the drive-thru at Mickey D's. Drive-thru worker snapped this picture of Flacco hours after signing this ginormous contract. Got posted to Twitter. I mean, I guess guy's got to eat when he's hungry. Let me bring my panel back in. Steve, McNuggets aside, I don't want to debate here whether he deserves this $120 million contract, but does it surprise you that he inked this kind of deal?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. When you think that the NFL made $2 billion, that's billion with a B, on the Super Bowl alone, then you see why they're paying their stars the type of money they're paying them. And for the record, I would go to McDonald's too. I love me some McNuggets.
Julia, what do you think? I mean, this guy, hardly household name pre-Super Bowl. There are other quarterbacks, others may argue, are even more elite, if you will. What do you think?
Well, I loved his quotes. He said, "I'm worth what I'm worth, and I bring to the table what I bring to the table." So aside from these circular Yogi Berra-esque quotes, he seems to bring to the table some pretty impressive self-esteem. He talks about how if he didn't get this amount of money, he wouldn't feel that the team respected him. But I would say to him, I'm not sure that money is a good gauge of respect. How you treat other people, how you conduct yourself as a human being, that's what makes people respect you. I respect Olympic athletes who have achieved incredible feats, being superhuman. I don't know how much money they're making. It doesn't matter to me.
Wendy, how does one's mindset change? I mean, he seems like a pretty good guy. All the interviews I saw with him after the Super Bowl, you know, has another kid on the way. Here he is. You know, really, he says his work spoke for him. But when you sign a deal, I know in the NFL it's not a guaranteed contract, but when you sign for $120 million, how does your mindset change?
Well, you enter that elite world, that private club, that land of no-nos where you can have whatever you want, and sometimes that affects people's morals. But I'm actually disgusted by this. It underscores the terrible values in America that say, you know, just do sports, just win a beauty pageant, just win an Academy Award. Kids, you don't need to get educated. I happen to be dual citizen, also Canadian, where there's no such thing as a sports scholarship, by the way, only academic scholarships. And I think that America, if this guy wants to do well in our eyes now, why don't you give half of that money and put it back into education?
John, why are your eyebrows so raised?
Yeah, well, that was a whole lot you just said. I'll say this. He's worth it. He deserves it. If the Ravens can afford it, clearly they're paying it. I don't know if going to McDonald's will keep him in game shape. He might want to watch the Mickey D's and trying to get on the field. But listen, we do know that 2 years after most NFL stars leave the NFL, they end up either bankrupt or having financial problems. So I hope he has a good financial, a good financial planner, because otherwise the headline, highest paid NFL player goes broke, is going to be a bigger story than this will ever be.
Yeah, and then you have the people, you know, your Tom Brady's who take the pay cuts. Who knows which way the NFL will go in the coming years. Bottom line, obviously, they make a lot of money, and people love watching their football, whatever the cost, I suppose, of these tickets as they are going up and up and up, perhaps to pay for these players. Thank you to all of you, Julia Allison, Wendy Walsh, Steve Helling, and John Murray, my Hot Topics panel here on this Tuesday. Appreciate it.